Yogis. Hi friends. Welcome to our practice. Here we are again, finding our spots. Absolutely beautiful morning here in Southwest Michigan. About 65 degrees and big white puffy clouds. Just been to the lake with the dogs and kind of run ourselves out and now ready to work in our bodies. Today we'd kind of stick with our legs and hips. So we'll find our place, find our purpose, find our grounding, our breath, work into our physical bodies. Maybe start in your half lotus, Virasana, comfy place to begin, where your mind can go to your breath and you're calming and not feeling like you're trying to hold up a structure that is having a hard time in position. So maybe prop yourself up on a blanket, right? Find your sit bones attached to the earth, the grounding. You feel this connection and tethering. Concurrently, we start to feel the rise through the crown of the head. Energetically rising, finding the pieces to our anatomical puzzle to help to promote that beautiful curves in our spines so we can balance our head nice and easy over the alignments. Close your eyes. See where you're starting today. Take that quick inventory through your internal system, seeing what's being fed back from our sensory satellites to our brains. Not really looking to change anything, just to become aware of where we're beginning. What's happening in your mind today? Cluttered and monkey-minded, or starting to practice your breath and letting some of that debris begin to go. Feel the slightly tilted forward pelvic bowl. Sets the stage for the alignment to the spine. We have that nice arch in our low back. Bringing the awareness to the bottom of the rib cage, drawing those low ribs in, our Uddiyana Bandha, our thoracic bind, our transversus abdominis. Helping to hold that mobile segment that circles around the bottom of the rib cage. Hold that segment with some awareness. Take the chest tall. The sternum lifts. As the sternum lifts with this rib ring awareness, what opens is the upper back. Maybe you can feel how your head just slid right back into its unweighted place. Quieting the muscles that we overuse, our upper traps and scalene muscles. And instead allowing that weight of the head to just find its bubble-headed place. In your mind's eye, the back of your skull aligned with your sacrum, supported in our back bodies. Feeling that ancestral support behind us. Maybe feeling your earlobes dangling right over the shoulders. Let's take the arms back, reach way back. See if you might bring on some tingling into your fingertips, some sensory awareness across the chest, opening the pectorals. Let our elbows rest right by our hips. Palms can be up for receptivity or down for a little bit more grounding. Feel the broadening of the collarbones. Yeah, the shoulder blades releasing down the back. All of our body parts starting to find their home base. We will invite our breath as usual. The breath even so much important these days with all the fires in California, all the shortness of breath, people with anxiety and stress. I said it a million times, I'll say it again. Inhale through your nose. It warms and hydrates and purifies the air. It's the best way to take in the air, to filter it and bring it into our bodies in its purest forms. Feel it as it goes deep down into the lungs, exchanged there for the carbon dioxide that we blow out through the pursed lips. Rid yourself of all the toxins and debris you really no longer need. It's our yogic breath so potent, concentrating on the inhalations and trying to double the exhalations brings that full volume to our lungs, filling it up to your capacity. Let's sit for a moment, practicing around the world as usual, practicing apart but still bound together by our commonalities, our like-mindedness, our collective consciousness. Let's sit for that minute and unite our breath. Before you open your eyes, take your thumbs, cross them like bird wings. Place them so lightly over your heart center, our compassion center. Feel your heartbeat inside the chest. Feel the warmth in the palms on the outside. Stop for a moment here, feel your humanness. Blink the eyes open, look at the front of your mat. And then slowly bring the gaze back up, maybe a new awareness. Your arms will automatically float up. Let them go. Like there's helium balloons at the ends of your fingers. Taking you up to the sky, feeling your side body start to open. We feel the rooting. We can feel the concurrent rising. Pull the low ribs in, awareness. Slowly start to look up towards the sky. Look up at your fingers, your thumbs. So take your thumbs back behind you from the opening of the upper back. Hands come together a little more. We squeeze that imaginary energy globe containing it. Fit your head back between your elbows. Touch your hands together. Change the hands to steeple hands. Index to the sky. Sit bones down deep into the earth. Little side winding, opening up our rib cage, finding the separation of the ribs from the intercostal muscles starting to soften, our waistlines lengthening, helping to decompress the spine. Nice, bring it back to neutral. Inhale, and on your exhale, press your hands together and slowly lower them down through main central. Stop at the third eye, tip of the nose, lips, throat, onto your big heart. Thumbs to heart, the heart will rise, pausing here. Big inhale. Exhale, spin the hands to the earth and right into the neck we go. Right hand holds the earth, left ear soft towards that left shoulder, no pulling. Softening right side of the neck, feeling the slow release of the weight of the head and gravity doing the work. The right hand holds the floor. You can set the anchor down so the muscle will stretch from the shoulder right up into the side of the neck. Beautiful. Inhale back up to center. And on your exhale, opposite side. Left hand to the ground. Right ear softening towards right shoulder. Going through these motions separately. Always so safe. Inhale the head back up to center. Exhale, left hand turn with the chin on the horizon line. We know this. Explore the end of the range, and when you get to the end, a little shake of your head, yes. Just a little more lubrication and clearing of the tissues. Head back to neutral and see if you can take it down around a little bit farther. Inhale back through center, exhale around to the right. Chin on horizon. Explore the end of the range. A little shake of the head, yes. Back to neutral and around you go. Inhale back through center, a nice smooth path now around to the left again. And if you choose to go maybe a little bit deeper, inhale. Exhale, right hand holds the floor, chin moves out towards or to left shoulder point. Yeah, we find a beautiful stretch, the right side of the neck here, sternocleidomastoid, the scalenes. Inhale back to center, exhale around to the right. Inhale, exhale, left hand holds the floor, chin out towards or to that right shoulder point. Beautiful. Inhale back through center. Exhale, lower the chin very slowly, the jugular notch between the two collarbones. Nice little shelf for that chin to fit into. Find that movement all through the neck, not letting the shoulders bow forward. Let's trace the chin on the collarbone now. Inhale. Exhale, right turn, chin on collarbone. See if you can find the end of the bone. If your chin comes away from your collarbone, stop at that point. Inhale back through center and exhale left. This tight chin tuck, reminding you again, a little endocrine tune-up, our thyroid, parathyroid glands in your throat there, a little attention. Inhale back through center. On the exhale, pull the low ribs in, bring the heart nice and tall. The head will reach to the sky for a moment. Inhale again. On the exhale, push your heart forward. That friendly hand behind you, opening the heart. The head now bows back so slowly, finding a big arcing movement from behind the heart all the way up to the occiput, where your skull and neck meet. Provided there's no dizziness or pain in the spine, let the head go. And feel the stretch in the anterior neck, chin, collarbones. Beautiful. Inhale back, center point. Take your hands up in the L shape. Take your thumbs down on tops of the thighs. Guys, we're getting used to this one now too. A wonderful way to start our back opening and hips. Inhale. Exhale, press down onto the tops of the thighs, your anchors. Pull the low ribs in, tuck the chin lightly, and start to bring the crown of the head to the top of your mat. Envision the pelvis rocking over the fixed thigh bones. The sit bones come up, remember. Keep your bellies engaged and low back and spinal muscles so we don't hit the ground. Take your elbows now to your side with your palms up. We're going to root our hands, down dog hands. Inhale. Exhale, take them out. They turn and they come to the ground. Out in front of you, kind of a good arm's length. There we go. Index fingers forward, thumbs towards each other. Take an imaginary marble under the index, roll it towards the thumb, press the fingertips into the ground, the palms will pucker. Keep the wrists exactly where they are, but look at the elbow creases and roll them to the sky. So don't change the wrist, but the elbow. Feel the shoulder blades as they adhere onto the rib cage now, and then we descend to the earth from the length of our backs. See if you can put your elbows down, maybe on a prop if they don't quite touch the ground. Inhale. Exhale, press the hands and elbows into the earth and bring the crown of the head right up to the top of your mat. Feel that deep compression. So wonderful for our spines. Lessening gravitational force here and using our musculature and our energetics to find the length. Beautiful. Walk your hands back up now, tall sit position, and go ahead and switch the legs now to your uncommon cross. Let's do some energy tune-up today with our necks and our arms. Take your thumbs behind the head. We find the occipital ridge, again, where the skull meets the neck. Dig your thumbs in and draw them along the occipital line, and the thumbs will end up back here behind your mastoid bones. These are very potent relaxation points. tapping into our parasympathetic nervous system. Do it a few times. Inhale, and on the exhale, strip through there with the thumbs, opening up the channels, feeling that wonderful rush. One more time. Thumbs digging in, ending up on the mastoids. Index and thumbs will grab the ears now, work off the perimeter of the ear here, giving a little squeeze all the way down to the lobes. Back up again you go. These are, again, acupressure points. Come to the center of the ear now. Give a little pull, the ears away from the cheeks. Temporomandibular joint gets a beautiful irrigation. Let your jaw slip side to side and then up and down, and maybe some circles. See if you can release some of the tension from the gripping and grinding, right? Go ahead and stick your tongue out and pull it back in. Beautiful. Take your right hand to your left hand and wring out your left thumb. Give it a squeeze and a pull, maybe a snap or two. Work up to your index. Separate there, some nice energy through our hands, each one of our fingers corresponding to a different emotion. Work the other hand left to right, worry and fear and anger and grief and trying too hard. Float your arms up. We got our cactus arms. Inhale. On your exhale, bring them together, fly machine arms. You know this, turn them to face you, look at your palms, inhale. Exhale, press the sides of the hands and elbows together, take them up nice and slowly. Up we go. Elbows stay together as long as they can. When they start to come apart, you pause there. And then purposefully take them apart, index and middle touch. Inhale, exhale, draw them down slowly through that thick fluid, resetting our whole upper quadrants here. Let's do it 3 times, pressing up. Coming around, a great one to do during the day when you've been hunched over. It's a wonderful reset. One more time, take her up. And bring it down. Beautiful. Let's floss today. Take your arms out, reach way out. Remember, nerves don't stretch. They're not contractile units like your muscles. They have to get pulled through the connective tissue or flossed. Look over at your right hand. Pull your fingers towards your face. Separate the fingers now. See if you can bring on some buzz here. Press the right hand into that cinder block, imaginary cinder block. Inhale. And on the exhale, slowly turn the head. Now look over the middle finger of your left hand for a warrior 2 gaze. Good. Take the right little finger back behind you. We'll floss that nerve a little bit more, a little buzzy. Back of your ear, down your arm to your fingers. Bring them back to neutral now. The buzzing should disappear. Let's do the other side. Look at the left hand. Pull the fingers to the face. Inhale. And on the exhale, push the left hand way away from you. Spread your fingers. See some space and color between the fingers. Turn the gaze, middle finger, right hand. Inhale. Exhale, take lefty back behind you. See if you can bring on some of that buzz. Nice. Bring it back to neutral. Grab your tennis balls. Flap your wings for a moment. Hydrate the muscles. Move all the fluids through. Let's be birds and fly. Just nice, easy, soft wings. And we'll go from this today into our OK sign. So the wings stop. Take your hands, thumb, index, OK sign. Go ahead and turn the hands up. Another nerve floss. So look at your palms. And then turn them the opposite way. Down. Turn them back up. And this time they're going to turn into Birdman mask, right? So take your hands, circles around your eyes, elbows come out to the side, and then pull them back behind you. A really wonderful floss. Another nerve in our forearm here. Go ahead and bring them down. One more time. Turn them. OK signs. And into your Birdman mask you go. Take them up. Beautiful. Release down. Take your right hand over your left and interlace your fingers. See if you can bring your palms now through the hole in your arms and they end up at your heart. Bring them back through and push them out. Protract the shoulder blades. Retract the blades. Spin the hands back under. They come to your heart. One more time. Take them forward. Protract the blades. And bring them back. Take your arms out and switch. Take left now over right. And do the same thing. Shoulders aren't up, they're down. Bring the hands through. Yep. Just come up. Take them out. Protract the blades. Bring them back. And circle them around. Beautiful. Let's do our Egyptian hands today too. Palms together. Bring your thumbs right to the bottom of the rib cage. Keep the hands pressed. Inhale. Exhale. Snake charmer. Take it up. Take them all the way up. Right from the rib cage now and shoulder blades. Yep, bring them back down again. Take them out. And bring them back. One more time. Thumbs to the bottom of the cage. Snake charmer up. Finding the mobility right in our wrists and forearms. Beautiful, yogis. Take them forward and pull them back. Beautiful. L-shaped hands, tops of the thighs. Inhale. Exhale, press down under the thighs. See if you can make this just nice and fluid, as organic as possible here. Keep the chin slightly tucked, ribs in. We know this better now. Rolling the pelvis up, elbows at the side. Inhale, exhale, root them out in front of you. Find your own cues to root down. Release the elbows towards the earth. Maybe second side feels so much less restricted. We start to warm up the engines and shift our tides. How about this side? Let the crown of the head go towards the earth and feel the decompression through the whole spine. Inhale back up. Exhale. Walk your hands up. Good. Let's get to our knees and ankles as usual. Move your blankets. Come onto all fours. Take your right foot back behind you, curl your toes under. Ooh, that yummy feeling after sitting in flexion like that. Pushing the heel back, back of the knee to the sky, crown of the head to the front. Maybe take your hands forward a little bit more. Inhale the whole body weight forward. Your shoulders should be by your wrist. Come onto the top of the right foot and then circle over onto the top. Right on. Feel the stretch, the plantar flexion in the ankle. Do our ankle mortise and our tarsal bones and our feet. Inhale. Exhale, roll back through it. Feel the toes as they move back. Press the heel back. This time all the way back. Nice. Draw righty forward. Let's take lefty back. Same thing. Push the heel back. Feeling gastrocnemius, the one that crosses over the knee down into the Achilles tendon, our main calf muscle. Feel that release. Inhale the body weight forward onto the tops of the toes and on the top of the foot. Plantar flex the ankle. Inhale, and on the exhale, go ahead and take that left heel back. Push it all the way back. Good. Take the left knee forward. Have the knees underneath the hips. Curl your toes under. We'll go through this sequentially, going deeper maybe each time today. Inhale. On your exhale, just push back a little bit. Start to arch your low back. Hamstrings will begin to get the message and release. The hip flexion angle goes deeper. Inhale, release the feet. Don't let your upper back round, but let your heart come through. And see if you can just push your pelvis forward. So not quite a cobra here yet, but working towards it. Inhale, curl the toes under. Push the buns back a little bit farther this time. So not all the way back to child's pose, but starting to open up in our down dog arms and upper back, deeper flexion in the hips, and just oscillate back and forth with that. Release the feet, and this time we come a little bit farther into the Cobra. Customize for your needs, stay where it's safe, and slowly start to open up, curl the toes under, push back. This time we'll go almost all the way back. Starting to move through the heart now, right? Let the heart release towards the ground. Find that unbridling of the upper back. So beautiful. Inhale, come forward. And this time, maybe you'll release into the top of your Cobra if you're ready for it. The fronts of the hips starting to open up, the spine. Move your head slowly side to side, shaking your head no, finding the freedom there. Bring it back to neutral. Inhale, curl the toes under. And this time, keep the toes curled under, but push all the way back. So, child's pose, but we're not on the tops of our feet. See if maybe you can get your forehead onto the earth this time. Pushing back, opening the armpits and down into the side body. Inhale forward, release into your version of hanging cobra. Inhale, exhale, look over the right shoulder. So add a little rotation there in your neck. Inhale back through center, and on the exhale, look over the left shoulder. Inhale back to center, and on the exhale, bend the elbows. Now keep them close into the body line and put your pelvis down. So more stretch in the upper back, not loading your lumbar spine. Let's push all the way back this time. Inhale up, scared cat. Exhale, take the knees wide, big toes touch, and back into wide child we go. What a beautiful way to warm the system up, right? So not going so deep in the first times and then exploring the end of your range. See if you can hang out here now with your Sphinx arms, elbows down on the ground. A little pull back of the elbows towards the knees to lengthen the spine for a moment, and then release that and let your pelvis rock to the right and to the left. We lubricate our hip sockets here. Unless it's pinchy, it's great for your hips. Please customize it if you're getting pinching. Just lessen the angle of flexion in your hips. Nice, yogis. Bring it back to neutral. Inhale up through scared cat. Exhale, take it forward, body weight comes forward. Unfurl that spine like a flag, you got it. Keep the gaze forward, inhale. Exhale, bend the elbows, put the pelvis onto the ground. Explore the opening through that upper back. Inhale back up, last time, exhale, push back, wide child. Explore that deep hip flexion again, moving pelvis side to side. We're going to do a bunch of work, like I said, with our hips and muscles that cross over the hips and pelvis. Beautiful. Bring it on back to neutral. Let's go ahead and do our open book, and we're going to add in Playboy that we haven't done for a long time. So start on your right side. Most of you guys know the open book. Hips, knees, and ankles all at 90 degrees. Your head down on the ground, palm to palm. If your head isn't quite on the ground, put a blanket underneath. Inhale. On the exhale, trace your left hand up your right forearm, over the right bicep, and it comes to rest on the heart. Take the left elbow way up to the sky, broaden your whole upper back. From that broadness, continue. Inhale, and exhale, start the movement from the bottom of the rib cage, and try to roll the ribs over. And onto the left shoulder blade, maybe a little bit restricted on the first one. If your arm is way away from the earth, keep your hand on your chest. If you feel you can let that left arm open up and come close-ish to the earth, do that. Remember, our knees stay together, keeps our back safe. Pause for a moment there in that open position, starting to oil the chassis. Beautiful. Inhale the hand back up, grab the cloud off the sky. Imprint it onto the right palm and slide it forward. We protract that left shoulder blade. Your heart moves towards the ground. Inhale. And on your exhale, drop through it again. Same exact thing. Hand on the heart, elbow lifts, and roll it on over. Remember, we have our little trick here to get a little more rotation. Maybe you can feel already it's opened up. Bend the right elbow, have the fingertips to the sky. Inhale. And on your exhale, push the right elbow down into the earth, lift your heart, and help to rotate that rib cage that wants to rotate. Do it one more time. Press the elbow into the ground. Oh, yeah, rotate the heart. And look over at your left fingertips. Look at how open our bodies have become. Beautiful start. Inhale the left hand up. Grab the cloud off the sky. Imprint onto the palm. Slide it forward. Bring it back and let's go right into chalk trace. So we know chalk trace, thumb and index are right Left hand are on the floor. Inhale. Then on the exhale, trace it up over your head. Look at your hand with your eyes. You'll rotate onto the crown of the head, and maybe you'll come all the way around in that circumduction motion in your shoulder. If your hand leaves the ground, I recommend that you stop at that point. Pause at 180 if you can come to there. Check your legs that they stayed in place. Beautiful. Let's come back to start position. Inhale. On the exhale, watch your hand with your eyes. Oh yeah, way up overhead. Find that big arcing motion. Back to start position. Protract, take it forward. And let's repeat one more time. Inhale, bring it back to neutral. Exhale, up overhead they go. Index and middle touching the ground, finding that opening through your shoulders and rib cage. We end up in that same end position, pausing for a moment there, trying to bring the blades down to the earth and the heart towards the sky. Inhale. Exhale, trace it back again. Beautiful. Let's move into Playboy now. I'm just going to turn around so you can see what I'm doing here, but you guys can stay where you are if you're facing the camera. Keep your legs where they are and put your right hand underneath your head, hence the Playboy pose. Left arm goes over the top of the left leg and you can grab your shin. Inhale. On the exhale, pull the left leg back. What are we stretching here? Our quad, right? And this hip flexor complex across the front of the hip. See if you can take it back so that the left quad is parallel to your front of your mat. Beautiful. Pause there for a moment, bring on that stretch. And then we're going to move right into our hamstring. Inhale. On the exhale, bring the left leg forward. It stays on that horizon line, right? And then move the knee towards the armpit. Your hand goes into the arch of the foot, and see if you might be able to straighten out your leg. Some of you might be thinking, not in a million years, and that's okay. If your hammies are tighter, then have your hand maybe behind your knee. You can have a strap. It's a little awkward, but just place your hand where it needs to be to try to keep the knee as straight as possible. You're still balancing here on your hip, right? You're not leaning back. Let's circle back through that a few times. Inhale. On the exhale, put the knee back into the armpit. Take it around so the inside of the knee is towards the ground and pull it back. So the quad will stretch as the knee flexes and you extend your hip. That's both joints working to stretch that quad. That's why it's so effective. Nice work, yogis. Bring it back forward on the inhale, into the armpits, circle around, and see if you can find a straight-ish knee. Move your hand where it needs to be in order to find that straight knee. One more time. Bend it, take it back, pull it back. Beautiful quad stretch from top to bottom. And last time, circle forward and find your version of this hamstring stretch. Bend the knee and place the knees down. So, onto the left side now. Let's start in our open book. Knees together, palms, head. Big inhale. Exhale, watch your hand trace up your forearm over your bicep onto your chest. Lift the elbow, broaden the back. Roll from the bottom of the rib cage up into the shoulder. Try to put the elbow down towards the ground or onto a prop. Unfurl the flag. Pause for a moment. Recognize where you might be holding or feel most of the restriction on the second round. Put a little bit more breath into that spot. Inhale the hand back up. Grab the cloud off the sky. Imprint it onto the left palm and slide it forward. Inhale. Exhale. Draw it back through. Tracing the forearm. Bicep onto the chest. Lift the elbow. Roll it over. Let's add our arm or elbow for help on this side. Bend the left elbow. Inhale. Exhale. Push the elbow into the ground. Raise the heart like there's a string on it towards the heavens and roll. Do it one more time. Inhale. Exhale. Push down with the left elbow. Lift the heart and roll. Maybe you can unfurl the flags. Pause for a breath or two there. Again, feeding into the spot that might feel like it needs a little bit more attention. Inhale, and on the exhale, reach up, grab the cloud off the sky, imprint it onto your palm, slide it forward, protract the blade, move the heart towards the ground. Inhale the hand back up so it's on the palm and go right into your chalk trace. Follow the thumb and index of the right hand as they go up over the head, onto the crown of the head, and if you can come full circle, do it into that 180 arc, bring it around, come back to your 180 and pause. It's the same end position where your book just was. Inhale, exhale, trace back through it, bring it up and around. Come back to your start. We'll do it one more time. Inhale. On the exhale, trace the hand up. Be sure your head is resting on something. Take it around. Look what we can do with some attention to the details, right? Pausing for a moment there. Inhale. And the exhale, take it back up and around. Find that arcing movement. We come back to start position. Right into Playboy, Playgirl, I should have said too. Take your left hand up, find your resting position. Your legs stay in that same place. Right hand will go over the top of the right leg now. Go ahead and pull it back. See if you can feel the opening of that quad over the top of the pelvis and over the knee, getting a big old stretch, taking it way back. Nice. Inhale it forward now, around the bend. The knee goes towards the armpit. Hand moves to the medial arch of the foot. And see if you can find some semblance of a straight-ish knee. If your knee doesn't straighten, just slide your hand down to a better vantage point to hold. Let's circle around through that a few times. Yogis, bend your knee and pull it back. I love this stretch. Inhale back forward and roll through. Take it up. Bend the knee and roll back through. And one more time, inhale. On the exhale, find that fluid movement, maybe third round. Yeah, I can feel like the strings are starting to open. And back around for your quad stretch. Beautiful. Go ahead and roll onto your back, move right into your crazy legs. You guys know crazy legs. Let's lube the hips up a little bit more. And then we'll get after our hamstrings again. Knees together, feet apart. If you're 6 feet tall, your feet are as wide as the mat. If not, they're in closer, arms out in a T. Inhale. On the exhale, let the right knee slide down the inside of the left shin. Remember, we contain this. They don't just flop open. It's a slow movement. So we strengthen the muscles. Maybe your knee go down to your ankle. Inhale it back up. They all come back to center. And let the left knee slide down the inside of the right shin. So it contains hypermobile sacroiliac joints. It doesn't allow you to rotate into your low back. And we strengthen our back muscles. Keep going back and forth a few times, slowly with your legs, concentrating on the alignment and the slowness. Keep the legs moving, add the arms to it. Thumbs go into the elbow creases. As the legs go right, the arms go left. Wind it, and then unwind it on the inhale back to center. Legs will drop left, the arms will go right. We've prepped our bodies, our spines, in some of these previous poses, so see if you can find the movements here. Back and forth a few times, inhaling, back up to center, exhaling, let the limbs drop in opposite movements. You can add the head on the next round, so inhale, everything's back to center. On the exhale, the legs and head will move right, while the arms will move left. Lubricating the spines, feeding our discs, working through the endocrine system, now through adrenals and our pancreas. Beautiful. You can have the eyeballs now if you'd like. Everything comes back to center on the inhale. On the exhale, eyeballs follow the elbows while the head follows the knees. Eyeballs, elbows, head, knees. Do that a few times. Eyeballs, elbows, head, knees. And everything comes back to center. Go ahead and take your knees towards your chest.
Roll your low back off the floor purposefully, provided you do not have an active disc problem. It's okay to flex our low backs occasionally here, but let's find the difference. Roll the pelvis down onto the ground now. It's called sacral imprinting, right? Feel the sacrum, that triangle bone, press into the earth, and your low back is now off the ground. It's in an arch. Let's really unbridle that back. Inhale. On the exhale, pull your hands down to your knees, but push your knees up into your hands. That accentuates even more. Our sacrum will press down and the low back will release. Beautiful. Notice as you release that press, the back starts to flatten a little towards the earth. Let's do it one more time. Inhale. Exhale, push the knees up, pull the hands down, press the sacrum down. Find the arch in the back, that beautiful opening and decompression. Beautiful. Release that. Let's go into our 5-way belt stretch. Many of you familiar with it. Grab your strap. Let's do the right leg first. Take the strap on the bottom of the right foot. Straighten out your right leg. We'll keep lefty bent. Imprint your sacrum. Really try to keep an awareness of the sacrum to the ground so we keep the arch in our back. Take the strap, one in each hand. Keep the knee as straight as you can and your ankle doesn't move. Just take the strap and run it from the ball of your foot down to your heel. Warm up the acupressure points in the bottom of your foot. Bring awareness to this right leg. Have the strap come to rest now. It's on the metatarsals, the ball of the foot. Right. Pull down on the strap. Pull your toes towards your face. You'll dorsiflex the ankle and stretch your calf. And then use it like a lever here to try to find some length to your hamstring. As you push your foot up, your right quad will contract and your hammy will get the message, I need to rest. Push your sacrum towards the earth. Imprint. Hold that. Go ahead and straighten your left leg now. So as the left leg straightens, find the arch in the back, find the press of the right foot to the sky, maybe pull the toes back towards your face a bit more. This is not a war with the hamstrings. It's the opposite. It's like, we are taking such good care of you. Just release and soften. There's 3 hamstrings. We'll do 3 positions of our hips. Switch the belt to the right hand. Please try to keep the angle of your hip the same here. We're just going to drop it out to the side. Don't let it drop down. Inhale. On the exhale, lower that right leg out to the right side. If your leg is especially heavy, it helps to have the strap in the right hand and also in the left hand so you can kind of guide that leg down. Look at the toes of your right foot and turn them to the top of your mat. And the inside ankle bone goes to the sky. We externally rotate our hip. It's the best way to find this abduction and stretch of your hamstring. Feel how yummy that is, right from the sit bone all the way down the inside of the thigh and maybe a little burning at your knee. It's not your calf, it's the attachment of your hamstring. Left butt cheek stays on the ground. Our pelvis is as neutral as possible. Many of you have been practicing with me for years. We've been doing this, so hopefully it feels just really natural and yummy. Let's inhale the right leg back up to straight leg raised position for a moment. Give it a tug, a little bit of a stretch, and then switch the belt to the left hand. Inhale, and on the exhale, take the right leg across the body line, only 45 degrees. It'll go immediately to the outside of the right leg. It's the forgotten hamstring, our biceps femoris. You can get a little bit better alignment here by taking the right thumb, that L hand, top of the right thigh, and push the thigh bone down. See how it levels your pelvis? And your hamstring gets the message to soften. Pull the toes towards the face. Hang out here for a moment. Really milk that end range. Wonderful, yogis. Bring the right leg back up towards the sky. Let's roll it now. We'll combine what we just did with our open book. Bend your left knee. Put your foot on the floor. Inhale. On the exhale, give a little press to the left foot, just enough to clear the pelvis off the ground, and go ahead and roll over onto your left side. Big toe right foot down onto the ground. head onto the ground or onto a prop. Most important cue, take that underneath leg and walk it to the back of your mat. We're trying to get our low back to be perpendicular to the earth. Bend that left knee. We stretched our quad, right? See if you can grab your shin, your foot or your toes. Does this look familiar? We just did it. Open book. Bring yourself back around. Rib cage has been prepped. Maybe do your fancy elbow trick. Press the left elbow into the earth, raise the heart, and find the rotation. Add some effort now to stretch the right hamstring by pulling the strap, and stretch the left quad by pulling the foot. Oh yeah. Blades down on the ground, maybe look over your right shoulder. Pause here. If you've gone too far and can't wait to get out of this, back off. If you're holding your underneath leg, release it. We find our way back on our back. Let's do 3 breaths with the right leg up and the left leg really long. Just give in and let those hammies soften. When our hamstrings are not so tense, the back has so much more ability to keep its natural curve and we don't compress our desks. Beautiful, yogis. Bend your left knee, put your right foot down on the ground, take the strap off, put it down next to your body on the left, and straighten out your legs for a moment here. Part of our journey here is all this sensation. What does it feel like? Right and left. Where's the tension? Is there more in the left than the right? Does one feel lighter? Let's see if we can match the sensation on the left to what we're feeling on the right. Grab your straps again, bend your knees. Take the strap around the bottom of your left foot. Straighten out the left leg. Keep the ankles stable. Take the strap one in each hand and do your towel off the bottom of your foot. Get those acupressure points to wake up. Bring some warmth and energy into your leg. Nice. Have the strap come to rest on the ball of the foot, the metatarsal line. Pull the toes towards the face. Get a little stretch of that calf muscle while we're in the neighborhood here, right? Keep the sacrum pressed so that will really keep your low back in a great place. Push the foot up, pull the strap down, left quad contracts, hammy will get a stretch. Straighten the right leg, bring it down the mat. Hands can be up, or you can take your elbows down on the ground, whatever feels better for you for holding the weight of the leg. Pause here for a moment. Listen to the sensation in your body. Soften what you might be holding, your shoulders, maybe your glutes. Beautiful. Let's do the inside strings now. Switch the strap to the left hand. Inhale, and on the exhale, guide the left leg down. Look at the toes of the left foot. They go to the back of the room, the inside ankle bone towards the sky. You can hold on with the left hand and the right hand if your leg is a bit heavy, and use that as your guide to draw the left leg back. Don't skew the pelvis. Try to make it all happen from your hip. Pause at the end of your range for a moment. It's sensation we're feeling, not pain. Tell your brain that, and your brain will say, okay, I can soften then. If this is just a sensation, I don't need to guard. Inhale your leg back up to straight leg raised position. Switch the strap to the right hand and take righty cross down. Maybe use your adjustment here, your self-adjustment with your left hand, top of the left thigh, push down. So this is what I would do if we were still practicing together in a room. Come by, give you a gentle pull down and towards the groin with my thumb and feel how the legs soften. Bring it back to straight leg raise. Let's roll it now. Bend the right knee. Inhale, exhale, bridge up just enough to clear the pelvis. Roll over onto the right side. Big toe, left foot on the ground. Head on a prop or on the earth. Remember, most important cue, underneath leg crawls to the back of the mat. So your low back stays perpendicular. We prepped our quads. Maybe it's easier today. Bend your knee, grab your shin if possible, and come over onto those ribs. Use the right elbow for your adjustment. Press the elbow into the ground, raise the heart, maybe do it twice. Beautiful. Use the pull of the strap to stretch your left hammy and the pull of your right hand to stretch your quad. And do your best to get your shoulder blades close towards the earth to find the rotation in your thoracic spine. If you're holding your underneath leg, release it. Roll back onto your back. We'll do our 3 breaths with a straight leg raise. I can't help but thinking when I'm out doing my gardening projects and working on the property, all of this work that I put into my practice helps me sustain all of it, all the positions and crazy things we end up doing outside when we're working. This preps us. Method to our madness. Beautiful. Bend your right knee, bend your left knee, put your feet down. Take the strap off for a moment. Straighten out your legs again. Find the sensations here. Nice. Let's roll to our right side and push up. Come right into our sitting pretty position. We'll go through all the sitting pretty today. Many of you very familiar with it. Start with your right foot on your left thigh. Toes of the left foot can be straight towards the side, or if you've got enough plantar flexion in your ankle, can be back behind you. Remember, it's usually the left hip that's going to be tighter. That's the internal rotation one. So if you're sitting and your left butt cheeks off the ground, intuitively it says put something underneath that one, but it's the opposite. Take the blanket underneath the right butt cheek. So your left sit bone will be off the ground, but your pelvis will be level. Use your props. Take your hands back behind you. Keep your chest forward. Let's open the hip flexors and mobilize the left joint. Inhale. Exhale. Push the top of the left hip towards the right-hand corner, front corner of your mat. Pause for a moment. Iliopsoas complex, releasing. Let's release back down, and remember on this one, 3 cues I can give you on this. You can take your left hand, L hand, and as you come down the index finger goes towards the groin. That's internal rotation. Do it again, press up. The same move, but works better for some folks. Middle finger, left hand on your sit bone. See if you can squash your middle finger with your sit bone. That's internal rotation. Or just in your mind's eye, take it up last time. And on its release down, see the ball going internally in the socket as your sit bone comes to the earth. Beautiful. Lubricating the hips, articulating the joints, moving the muscles. Let's move into our twist. We know this. Take lefty over righty so you can lean back. Use the muscles as much as you can without your hands. Take your fists to the earth. Raise your buns off the ground. Put the blanket down if you need it. Sit bones go down. Hands on the knee, big open heart. We'll twist twice to each side. First time, just the muscles help us. Arms come up and inhale. On the exhale, open twist to the right rib cage. We've done this right through the rib cage. We're aware of the movements. Come around and look at the little finger of your right hand. Inhale it back to center. Nose over knee. On the exhale, keep the nose over the knee, but turn the rib cage, and then let the nose start to move towards the little finger of the left hand. Inhale it back to center. We'll repeat what you just did. Turn the ribs, turn the nose, and then release the arms. The left elbow will push on that left knee, and the right hand will pull as you find a little more elegance to the rotation there. Inhale it back to center, nose over knee. Exhale, make the turn, the twist. Release the arms, second round, and use the arms to find your twist. Inhale back to center, hands released down. Take your left leg back where we found it to start with. Right foot, left thigh. Starting sitting pretty again. Maybe it feels different after we've mobilized. Let's move into the beast pose now. We're going to make a right hand turn. Inhale. On your exhale, turn the ribs, look over towards the bottom of the mat, and take your arms out for Sphinx arms, staggered Sphinx arms. Right arm is forward, left arm, elbow touches right knee. Let's lengthen our spines here, yogis. Inhale. Exhale, push the hands and elbows into the earth and bring the crown of your head towards the bottom of the mat. Lengthen out. Oh yeah, that long spine. If your underneath leg is pinchy, take the right knee forward a little bit. That will decrease your pinch. Take your arms now to your Sphinx arm. They're matched. We'll do one more decompression. Inhale. Exhale, draw it out long. Oh yeah, belly way out. And then make your pillow arms. Put your forehead down on your arms. Pause for a moment there. Maybe your rib cage is on the ground. Maybe you've got a bolster underneath you. Let's straighten out our left leg now. Press it down to the bottom of your mat. It's a Tadasana leg. And then take the hip back behind you, or the foot. So the hip will extend. We open up the flexors in the front of the hip, but you're not rolling into your low back. The whole front of the hip is wide open. See if maybe you can roll your belly chest towards the ground. Beautiful. And maybe stretch your arms out and express open this beast. You can turn your head or have it down towards the ground. Very safe for your low back and sacroiliac, so we get, oh my goodness, this tremendous stretch of our hip flexors and rotators through the T-spine. Good. Take your hands back underneath your pillow arms. Come back into Sphinx arms. Draw your limbs back up. Come back into sitting pretty, and we end on this side with gate pose. Take the right hand, modified gate pose. Take the right hand out. Put your elbow down, Sphinx arm. Left thumb into the armpit. Lengthen your body, and then roll your heart towards the side of your mat. Beautiful. Inhale the left hand up. And on the exhale, take the left hand over the crown of the head. Right arm really stable. We're not collapsing in. We have this stability in the right shoulder as well. Reach that hand way out. Left hand reaches. In a moment, we'll come up and reverse our gait. See if you can use your muscles as much as possible. Don't just push off with the right hand. Inhale. On the exhale, bring yourself up. Remember those Saramonte car dealer arms, around they go. And put your elbow down somewhere, maybe on the earth, maybe on your shin, maybe on your hip. And then see if you can straighten out that right arm, look into your right arm. Reverse one more time. Saramonte arms, up they go. Down and reach out. Open your heart, look to the sky. Oh my goodness, what have we done to our bodies? Inhale back up and reverse. Reach out. Inhale back to start. Take stock for a moment here. Where is the bod now versus at the beginning? Let's switch to the other side. Make this as elegant as possible. Take your hands back behind you. Inhale. And on your exhale, switch your legs. Presto changeo, other side. Left foot, right thigh, right foot back, or foot straight out. Whatever feels best for you. I'll give you a moment here to find your best prop. Remember, it's probably the right side that's up. Take the prop underneath your left butt cheek and try to level off the pelvis. Maybe take the fists to the ground and find your good start position. Take your hands back behind you. Inhale. On the exhale, push the right hip forward. Don't turn the chest if possible, but find that creaky door opening here, front of the right hip, iliopsoas complex. Use whatever cue's best for you. Either internally rotate with the thumb, middle finger, or just mind's eye. We'll do it 3 times. Release the right sit bone towards the earth and feel that it's internally rotating, not externally rotating. Left is external, right is internal. 2 more times. Press up. Open the muscles and then mobilize the joint as the sit bone goes to the earth.
Open the muscles. Release the sit bone towards the earth. Let's strategize. We're going to get into our twist. We'll take righty over lefty. Lean back, inhale. Exhale, elegantly, right leg sweeps around left. Use the fist again, press into the earth, shake out the pelvis, put the buns down. Big toe right foot as you're grounding. Hands on the knees, this side maybe, open the heart. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, left hand turn for your open twist. Keep the nose over the knee for as long as you can. And as you twist, then let the head free up. Look at the little finger left hand. Inhale it back to center. Exhale around to the right. Look at the little finger right hand. Inhale back to center. Exhale left again. Use your magic arms, release them. They use a little bit of press to complete your twist through that rib cage. Inhale back to center. Exhale right. Release the arms. Press left elbow, pull with right hand. Beautiful. Bring it back to center. Hands down. Let's take our right leg back where we found it. Left foot. We'll do our beast pose. Lay down the beast. Take the arms up. Inhale. Exhale. Make a left hand turn. Staggered sphinx arms to begin with. Right elbow on left knee. Left elbow forward. Inhale. Exhale. Press hands and elbows into the earth. Find that very long body. Decompress your spine. Walk righty forward. Now there's sphinx arms. Do it one more time. Press the hands and elbows. Find the length to the spine. Remind you, if your left hip's pinchy, take the knee forward. It should decrease the pinch. Make your pillow arms. Put your forehead down onto those pillow arms. Straighten out your right leg. Tadasana. Crawl that right leg back behind you. Try to keep the knee straight. It's an opening of this hip flexor complex again. We're very mindful that we're not rolling through our low backs. If it works for you, put your forehead down on the ground. Maybe stretch your arms out in front of you. Rotation from ribs around. Arms come back under. Leg comes back. Push yourself back to your tall sit. Let's do the gate on this side. Left hand comes out to the side. Inhale. On the exhale, bend the left elbow. Put the thumb into the right armpit. Lengthen that spine. You got it. And then roll your heart towards the sky. Find the rotation. Left arm is stable. Inhale the right arm up. Cloud comes off the sky. Take it across your body. Follow it with your eyes. Find that really long side body. Let's switch to the rusty gate side. Inhale up. And on the exhale, reverse. Elbow goes down on something. Maybe a prop's ready for you. Try not to roll the heart down, but the heart stays up. Reach over. Oh man, feels so good. Inhale back up. Exhale, release down and lengthen out. Last time, inhale up. And over to the other side you go. Inhale back up. Start position. Okay. You'll see the method to the madness here today. Let's switch our legs back to the other way. So this time the left leg will be straight. It's virtually the same thing we started with, but this time the leg is straight. So we'll do two variations here. One of them will be a forward fold, and one will be a side bend. Take your fist to the earth, press down, and lift your pelvis, and put it back down. Okay. Let's do a little twist in this position. So left hand comes forward, right hand goes back, combining so much of our prep work. Open your big hearts on the inhale, and on the exhale, look over your right shoulder. So the right elbow will bend a bit, lefty stays straight, and look over that right shoulder. See if you can keep your left sit bone down, asking our bodies to do quite a bit here. Inhale back forward and use your helicopter arms now. Take them around opposite. So your left hand will go behind, your right hand is on your thigh. Lengthen up first and then use the hands to make your left hand turn. So just what we did, but very different because our legs are in a different place. Let's do the twist one more time. Helicopter arms bring you around. So you're using your core, beautiful yogis. Left hand, right knee, right hand behind, and twist. Inhale to forward with the helicopter arms and exhale, left twist. Bring it back to center. We're going to come to our left toes now. What we're going to do is readjust our pelvis so that the pelvis is facing the leg. That way you won't torque your back. Take your hands, lift up a bit and move the right knee forward. You got it. And now you're looking at the toes of your left foot. If your foot seems like it's a million miles away and your strap is handy, put the strap over the bottom of your foot, or you can bend your knee slightly. I'd rather you have the strap if possible. Sit bones into the earth. Let's take our arms up, reach up. Find these Dandasana arms. Fingertips to the sky, sit bones down into the ground. Turn your rib cage now, please, so you address that left knee and look at your toes. Inhale. On the exhale, no spinal rounding allowed. We lengthen out from the flexion in our hips and the hamstrings we've prepped, and perhaps your fingers will go towards your toes. If they're far away, grab your shin or maybe put a strap on the bottom of your foot. No striving, right? We're trying not to round our backs. We've tried to prep those hammies. See if you can give into the hams a bit. Start to flex the left hip, keep the right knee down and bring the crown of your head towards that left foot. So we haven't done this pose in a very long time. Trying to open up some of these old creaky doors of ours, right? Beautiful. Pause for a moment here. Hamstring lengthening, rib rotation. Again, all the prep work prior. Let your hands slide up your shin, your thigh. Take your arms back up for your long Dandasana arms. And then release the hands back to the earth. Let's take that right knee now and slide it open again. So now you are actually facing forward. We're not going to twist, but we're going to come into a side bend. You're welcome to bend your knee slightly. I like to bend the knee and take my peace sign fingers underneath the Achilles of my left leg. You can modify any way you'd like. You can have your hand on top. You can just have your hand on your knee. So if you can get your fingers, your peace sign fingers under your Achilles, and then slide the left leg long again, trying to keep the left arm next to the leg. Yes, yogis, we're going to spin our rib cage open. Take your thumb into your armpit. We just did it. Lengthen the side body. Right arm will come up. On the inhale and on the exhale, comes over the crown of the head, keeping the elbow down if possible, reaching the fingers towards the toes someday, reaching out. If your heart is towards the ground, try to spin it up towards the heavens. I know I'm asking a lot of you today. It's all good, trying to open up some of these old pathways. Close your eyes, and with your breath, each time I can feel myself lowering down. The goal is not to touch the toes, but to come down intelligently through the restrictions, the boggy waters. Inhale back up, tall sit position. Yikes, so nice. Let's come together, feet together, both soles of the feet. Move your buns in close to your heels. Let's just flap the wings for a moment. Opening and closing the gates. Good. And let's switch legs now, right? So right's going to come out Left heel will go deep in. Stretch out the leg. Let's do our twists first. Maybe take your fists to the ground, find your positioning. Perhaps the blanket needs to be underneath the pelvis again to keep you in your tall sit. Let's do our helicopter arms. So starting cactus arms first. Inhale. And on the exhale, take it around. And then release the arms. Use the right hand, left knee, left hand behind. Find your rotation. It's ribs up. Bring it back on the inhale through the cactus arms and around. Release the arms. Left hand outside right leg, right hand behind. And rotate. Let's helicopter the whole way now. Bring it around on the inhale and on the exhale. Release the arms. We pull that spine so long out of the pelvis. Inhale back through center. Exhale around to the right. Use the hands. And bring it back to center. Good. Readjust your body now. Remember, if we're going to go to that right foot, we don't want to torque our low back, so take your fists to the ground and move the left knee forward and just roll the pelvis around, and you're looking at your right foot. Sit up on your blanket if you need to, big open back, take your arms up, Dandasana arms, reach up. Inhale, on the exhale, no rounding allowed, flex the hips, keep the spine in its natural curves. Your chin will tuck lightly, you're not reaching out with your chin, and maybe the hands will touch the toes. If they do, beautiful, and if not, shin or knee, use your strap if you'd like to. Use those hands or whatever you've got to keep the alignment. Close your eyes and let gravity and your smarts here. I'll bet you'll feel it in your hamstrings, maybe down the right side body. Maybe try to push the right sit bone back a little bit more as you release your nose towards your knee. You don't have to touch down. Many of us never will. That's not the point. Where's the resistance? And try to release. Are you holding tension in your head and your neck? If so, see if you can soften. Inhale back up, Dandasana arms. How long and tall we are. Bring the chest back forward. Release the hands. We'll take that left knee and move it back around again. And we'll move into our side bend. So remember, when you're coming into forward bend, you're going to face your leg. And when you're in side bend, we're not. Nice. Bend your right knee. Maybe take thumb and index, your peace sign hand, and take it underneath the Achilles of that right leg. Perhaps you'll need to keep the right leg straight or bent, sorry. If you can straighten it, great. Try to do that. Use the right arm to help to keep that leg in its position. Take your thumb in your armpit. Open the spine nice and long. Rotate the ribs. Inhale the left hand up. And on the exhale, start to come across the body line. We're not leaning forward. If anything, a little bit in the back body. And trying to reach over, finding those restrictions and softening into it, using your breath and your awareness. We're not just reaching out into space, you're finding the length more. So lengthening from the side body rather than trying to reach for something that you can't even feel. Close your eyes for a moment here and just amaze yourself. With every exhalation, with a concentration on the spot that needs to be softened, where you can take this beautiful body. Inhale back up. Oh my goodness. Hand comes down. This time take the soles of your feet together, and rather than in close, take them out. So you've got a diamond shape in your legs here. Take your hands to your toes and open your toes, a big V shape with the toes. Take your thumbs onto the arches of your feet and do a little self-massage. The arch of your foot corresponds to your spine. Go ahead and enliven the spine a bit.
Then slide the legs out just a teeny bit more. Remember, we don't round to come forward. I think I'll turn my body here. So what I don't want you guys to do is this, trying to come down at any cost. It's the opposite. Thumbs are on the arches of the feet. Inhale. And on the exhale, roll onto your sit bones. And look what we're doing. We're lengthening our spines. We're not rounding them. Long, long, long spine. I'm thinking here, I'm trying to move my nose towards my toes. So not my chin, but the nose. Maybe the elbows can down on the insides of the shins now. Use that as a little brace and pull forward. Lengthen your spines. Maybe you're already at your max. Perhaps you can get your elbows on the outsides of the legs and use the pull of the hands to pull yourself a little bit more into place. Some of you might be able to release your chin down to the arches of your feet. Close your eyes for a moment here. Allow yourself this luxury of hip opening and back softening, releasing. Beautiful. Inhale back up. Tall sit. Let's make our way onto our back. Draw your knees to your chest. Roll your low back off the floor. Imprint your sacrum back down. Eagle legs. Take the right leg around the left. Foot maybe behind the calf, if not, just on the side. Heels down. Use the right leg to stretch left side body. Inhale. Exhale, right leg is going to pull the legs over towards the right. Quadratus lumborum massejo, bottom of the ribs to the top of the pelvis, down into tensor fascia lata, into that whole lateral side of your leg. Bring the legs back to neutral, knees to the sky. Let's roll. Left hand outside right thigh. Inhale. On the exhale, roll the whole thing over onto your left side. Everything comes over. Head rests on the ground or on a prop. Look at your left knee. Right knee, sorry, it's on the floor. All the poses we've just did are now going to be combined. Right hand onto the heart. Inhale. Exhale, elbow will lift. I know this feels and looks familiar now. It's everything we just did. Rotate over onto those ribs. Maybe you use the left elbow to raise the heart and encourage a little more rotation. Perhaps you're amazed at, oh my goodness, look what's happened to my body. Open your arms and look at your right hand. Take a few breaths here, please. Don't go so deep that you can't find your breath. Back off if that's the case. Otherwise, celebrate this. I think sometimes of taking a pin, right, to a balloon. Take a pin to the spot that feels restricted on you. You're the boss. Become aware of it. And send down those signals that I'm good. I can soften this and I can find that rotation or that release or whatever it is you're trying to find in your body. Let's come out of it. Inhale the hand up, grab the cloud off the sky, imprint it onto your palm and slide it forward. Roll your whole self back onto your back. Uncross the knees. Cross them up opposite. Now left goes on top. Knees are married. Cross the ankle or foot behind the ankle if possible. Have it on the side if not. Let the left leg help the right side now. Inhale. Exhale, lefty will draw the legs over towards the left side. Feel that beautiful stretch. Gluteus medius, tensor fascia lata, quadratus lumborum, all those yummy guys on the sides. Rotate now. Bring the legs back to neutral on the inhale. On the exhale, right hand outside of left thigh. Roll onto your right side. Knee goes down. Safety. Head releases. Hand on the heart. Inhale. Exhale. Elbow goes up. Start to roll through that rib cage. Take it around. Use the adjustment of the right elbow, lifting maybe twice. Nice practice today, yogis. Unwinding our bodies and the mind follows, right? You can't be stressed out doing yoga. Go to the breath, everything just releases. Find your peace in the pose at the end of the range for a moment here. Close the book down. Draw it back, roll back onto your back, uncross your legs. Stretch the legs really long down on the mat and take your arms up over your head. Reach to the top of the mat. Let's use our advantageous position here to find our breath. Reminding of lockstep breath just means that the bigger the circumference of the rib cage, the more those balloons can inflate. Think of yourself all bent over and the ribs all tightened down. You can't take a deep breath. Here's the opposite. Fill those lungs up to their full capacity on your inhale. Hold the breath for a second or two, and then let the lungs recoil. The breath will start to leave, and then pull your belly in and push out the rest of the sludge from the depths of those lungs. Push out all the junk, all the smoke, all the debris, all the stuff we don't want in our bodies. Do it 2 or 3 times. Try to make the breath on the exhale twice as long as the inhale. Inhaling through the nose again, reminding you it filters the air. It hydrates it, it purifies it. Release it. Bring your arms down to your side. Grab your mat with your fists. Inhale. On the exhale, push your hands towards your feet and slide your body up your mat an inch or so, right for Shavasana. Shoulder blades come underneath you, your heart opens. Close your eyes or cover them with an eye bag. Well, let's have you do your tongue bath today. So first, start with the tip of your tongue on the roof of your mouth. It's that reminder to the brain, oh yeah, this is a relaxed body. Let the tongue release now to the bottom of the mouth. Let your lips part slightly. It's a soft mouth, vacuous mouth. No tongue and no teeth, no gripping, no grinding. Your tongue is now ready for its bath. It's nothing more than letting the saliva build up in your mouth. We salivate mostly when we are ready to eat or when we're going into deep relaxation. I always think of falling asleep on a beach and waking up drooling. So feel free, allow that saliva to build up in your mouth. Your brain will get the message you're moving into relaxation. After a few minutes here, I'll ask you to swallow and I'll give you the whole guided imagery of that. But for now, allow yourself to soften into your favorite place to release. Perhaps you're there right now, and let that tongue bath begin.
moment, I'll ask you to swallow an image, that saliva that's full of this relaxation idea. Feel it as it coats the esophagus and moves its way down to your stomach and small and large intestine, and make its way down the whole GI tract. And as it does, it gets rid of all the agita, all the upset, all the guarding and belly aches. Go ahead and swallow. Feel it as it makes its way down, and for the next few hours, your system will be treated to this little fine-tuning relaxation. Find a marble on the back of your skull and let your head rock side to side so slowly. Bring our awareness back to the room, beginning to wiggle your fingers and toes. Physical bodies come back. Maybe you still have that wonderful sensation of not knowing where the body ends and space begins. We're out of our bodies and our minds for a moment in a good way. And when you're ready, bend your knees, slide your heels towards your buttocks, glue your knees and ankles together, and roll onto your right side away from your heart into transition position. On the way into transition position, often our mind goes to these wonderful thoughts of gratitude, of kindness, of generosity, of seva, our selfless service, compassion and empathy. We remember here, Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings everywhere be happy and free. May the thoughts, words, and actions of my own life contribute in some way to that happiness and to that freedom for all. We're all on this yoga train. There is no end to our journey, a constant movement and practice. Inhale, and on your exhale, slowly draw yourself back up to seated place. You find a grounding. Maybe you can feel what we've done to your body. I'm sure you can, and to our minds. Connect down into the earth, fingertips, energetic prongs. Image yourself sitting on this blue-green planet. Tiniest grain of salt, of sand. So teeny tiny and yet integral to the whole. Draw the energy up from the earth to your heart center, thumbs to the heart. The heart will rise. We pause here, reminding ourselves to be so grateful for all that we have. Inhale. On your exhale, let your hands float forward, fingertips touch, fingernails touch, and hands open like a lotus. Draw the sweetness from around the world right now, all of us practicing, hands back to the heart. Take your thumbs up to your third eye. It's a still contemplation point, an all-seeing eye, our ESP eye. It's our clarity spot. Let's bow to this beautiful community, this Sangha of ours. Namaste. Oh my goodness, thank you, yogis. It wouldn't be Sunday without this practice. I look forward to it every week to bring maybe some new ideas or resurrect some old things, keep it fresh and keep our bodies nice and supple and our minds nice and calm. Thank you all for joining again. I'm going to hang out for a few as I always do. Would love to say hi to a few of you guys. Come practice with me Tuesdays and Thursdays if you'd like on Yoga Tree's platform, or see you back here next Sunday. Thank you.